last but not least, folks, yeah, this paper went the full marathon, pulling every global record they could of terrorism and extreme aggression, and found unequivocally that the sun and geomagnetic activity amplify the negative social interactions in focus here. Everything from the detailed studies we've shown you on emotional instability, cognitive reduction, and more during solar events comes to mind, along with Chan Thomas's description of mice studied in extreme magnetic conditions, and they started killing and eating each other. And yes, by the way, 9/11 and every major terrorist incident any of you are going to ask about, it's on the correlation curve. This was September 2001, big flares, big solar wind, and big geomagnetic disruptions.
What Ben says is correct. The sun is only amplifying. It's not causing terrorist attacks. It's only amplifying already negative situations. Hello, Stefan Palczewski here. Welcome to another episode. I'm glad that Ben said 9/11. 9/11 was something that was planned for more than 20 years. It was possible to manifest that 9/11 attack when it happened. And so it happens that the solar flare delivered the necessary support for that to happen. Sun does not cause aggression. Sun aggravates aggression. Every terrorist attack is in planning for many years before it can manifest itself. Sun is a device or instrument that delivers necessary frequency and energy for that to manifest. Nothing else. Sun does not make people crazy. Make sure you understand that our science is in really terrible shape. We need to redesign or redefine what actually science is, because right now, whatever the findings are, they are on the other end of the scale that barely qualifies as a science. Right now, we can blame sun on the COVID. We can blame sun for what is happening in Ukraine, even though the conflict in Ukraine is brewing for more than 50 years. Before they even split, before the Russians were one commie country, before the revolution in 1917, Ukraine and Russia, they had always a spas between them going on. Then when they split, nothing changed, only aggravated further. Its recent conflict with Russia and Ukraine is going on for quite a while. And it is the West that is aggravating, that is exploiting that. It is specifically the money people which are using that to their advantage. There are people like Henry Kissinger, who is trying to destabilize Europe completely. He wants to destroy this place, absolutely, demolish and started all American republics. He is trying to do that to China. He's trying to do that to Asia. He's trying to do everywhere he goes. He is the guy who, wherever he goes, and you remember Vietnam, Korea, Afghanistan, Iraq, Yugoslavia, and now Ukraine, he is always somewhere nearby. His name always pops up. He's the most disgusting, the biggest criminal on this planet. When he received the Nobel Prize, the Peace Nobel Prize, people were outraged, so he returned it back. But yes, he's a criminal. He's a war criminal that should be prosecuted, and he's 98 years old, and he still is influencing, messing up with everyone. You should understand that the convoys that are right now going on, he's partially in there too. Because he understands that the corporate world is falling apart. The money people are losing grip on the situation. That's the only way to get, hopefully, on his side, is to make a big, giant World War III where the money people are going to show up and start profiting from that. This is not going to happen. His days are they are numbers. He's not far from being gone from here. So after he's gone, things will change, but there's gonna be a lot of mess because he's leaving garbage behind. I don't like this guy, and I am saying that openly. But let's get back to the mass extinction by humans. You need to understand something really fundamental, that we here in life forms are only to experience life. The concept of being good and bad is something that is human concept. There is no such thing as good and bad. Never existed and never will exist. There are dark forces which are working with the dark energies, and there are forces that are working with the positive, as we call it. They are constantly at odds. They will constantly be interacting. This is necessary for energy flow. Without that, that would not be possible. We, as humans, we are each time born into different life form. Life form is nothing more than just a device, a tool, or ancient called that temple. Everything that you will experience 10 years, 5 years, or tomorrow from now, it's already happening. It's already did happen. We are not aware of that. We are moving our awareness each day from experience to experience to experience. The fact is, it's also scientific fact that time or space does not exist. This is only an illusion that is made from the relationship between each interacting element. That's the illusion. That's the simplest thing to know, to understand. Time does not exist. Neither does the space. Every element that we are interacting with has a specific relationship to our physical body and everything else in the environment. And that relationship is causing the illusion of time and space. Before you were born, you already decided how you are going to die, when you are going to die, and how you are going to die. It's actually not you that you are going to die. It is the physical body that is no longer going to be serving you. How the end of the function of that physical body is going to be happening. That's the first thing you are planning before you are born. When we are planning civilization, the first thing we are planning is the end of the civilization, how the civilization is going to be disposed. That's the first thing we do. Everything is going then be working backwards. And everything that is unfolding is actually going backwards. So the sun, even though you see Ben says that it's the sun is causing the aggravation, the anger, the violence, not only amongst people, but animals, like beaching of the whales or attacks of orcas. That's not what it is. The sun only delivers the necessary forces, the necessary frequencies, that is possible. But this is already planned, and this is already happening. This already happened. We are just going through the stages to the point where the life forms come to an end. That's the choice. That's how we decided to end this civilization. Except for a few groups which are already working. They are in specific conditions. They have everything they need to survive in extreme conditions, in extreme environment. So if someone is worried for the complete extinction of humans, they should not, because the provisions are already made. Same thing for animals. But this is only within our scope what we can do, because there are other venues by which, for example, some animals are going to appear when the conditions are favorable for them. They somehow are going to appear in thousands. This is much more advanced, how that happened, and I will talk about that at some other time. But for now, you need to understand the basics of why the polar reversal is happening, why the mass extinctions. Our life and every civilization is like a folders in our computer. Each folder can be opened when we know the activation code to that folder. The activation code for each folder is when we are closing one folder, the closing code for that is also the code for opening another. So in this case, polar reversal is a code for this folder destabilization to end completely. Every system, most of the abilities that we have are going to be gone. Some of the species will be extinct completely, and many other changes. Our cognitive behavior afterwards is going to be different. And whatever we put forward, that's what we are going to get back. In other words, the people that are greedy and they want ownership of land, ownership of resources, and they want to fight for that, that's how they will start. Those people that are more willing to work in groups and say, you know what, let's work together for well-being of everyone in our group, that's how they are going to start. And they are never going to start in the same spot. They are never going to start in the same conditions. As you know from history, that there were tribes that were very violent, very vicious. They were eating human flesh. And there were people which were very advanced, gatherer. They were very pleasing and nice people. And then the conflicts between those are going to be designed to help them develop their own skills or protection. But that's sometimes in the future, but that's how it's happening. Nothing that you are experiencing right now is not accident, is just accidental. Everything is pre-planned. Everything is designed by you. You need to give permission for any pain or suffering. They don't happen accidentally. Everything is with your permission. So whatever is happening in Ukraine right now is going to bring down the US completely, because Russians will survive this conflict. Ukrainians not so much. Poland not so much, because Poland is going to be destroyed and they will not wake up, not bounce back until they get together with Hungary. When they get into unity with Hungary, which is also going to be blasted, then they will slowly start growing like a phoenix rising from the ashes. They are going to be very powerful later, but they are going to lose a lot of people. There's going to be a very bloody moment over there. Just a side note. Ukraine is going to be devastated. There is going to be such a... Not only those people suffered Chernobyl because of stupidity, that was human error. Now they are being exploited by West constantly. There are money poured in millions, in billions, I think, just to stand up to Russia and do everything to piss them off. This is going to backfire on US in a few years from now. You will see that. Right now, many Americans are demonizing Russians, but that they will need them. They will be begging them for help. Begging them for help. And I hope Russians don't help them at all. They shouldn't. For what is happening right now, they should absolutely refuse to help US with their problems when the problem arrive. Take care of your own ass. You went to Afghanistan, destroyed it. You did destroy Iraq. And you are destroying other countries. So take your ass out of there and start taking care of your own people. And good advice for you Americans, stop listening to Kissinger and his cronies. It's time to have your own system, your own model, your own rights. You need to stick up together, not to be divided like you are right now, because what is coming around is not pretty and will require that you work together. If you don't, then you are going to disappear from this planet. That's it. There is no room for people which are constantly greedy and they are telling other people how to live their lives. Alright, so I will be finishing this here. If you like this content, please do subscribe. Please check the notification bell, and please give me thumbs up. And sorry that I got a little bit off topic, but this topic is not going to go away. It is going to be intertwined constantly with the changes that are the geological changes, the solar changes, the galactic changes that are coming our way with the way we behave. And I can tell you only one very important thing, that every eruption on the sun is providing feedback for all those which are negative, which are terrorists, which are trying to hurt someone. They are going to have the opportunity to go double. Those people which are trying to find peaceful solution, they want to use the time that is running out already for a peaceful purpose. You are receiving support as well. It may look tough, but just hang on. There is a really bright light on the end of the tunnel only for those people. Trust me, I see that already. I was shown those things. So those which are going to be focused on future life and how they want the system to be working, how they are working together with others, how they are contributing, you will be provided every necessary tool to do that. Everything, including your own safety. But those which are trying to fight and kill, that's what you are going to get. Thank you.